I just want to make sure we get this understanding, because it sounded like you was giving a wee bit of a little bit in the beginning, a little bit of lenience to sin, just a little bit. Now I'm going to ask you, whenever
I'm
you
being
say, when you
lenient
say
to
when
forgiveness.
you say people when you say people who are weak and they continue to sin and they're weak, will they still go to heaven while they're in that sin when they're weak?
If they're weak, that's up to God to strengthen them. All I
Okay.
can
No,
do,
no, I'm saying, will they go to heaven or will they go to
I
hell with
can't
that
give you
condition?
that judgment, sir. If
No,
they're
I'm talking
weak,
about
that's
continue.
up to God. What
But,
is
but
their, I don't know their motivation nor their heart posture.
but you
Do
know
they
what God
desire it?
says. You know what God says.
Again, does it
God
say
says
the weak will go to hell?
it
He
says
says
that
the unbeliever,
it says the ungodly, the
the
unfaithful, the
unbeliever,
the adulterer, the fornicator, the blasphemer, those will
yes,
not inherit the
but
kingdom
not
of
a
God.
weak person,
Yeah, but wait a minute,
not a
ma'am.
person that's weak in faith. They have
Hold on,
faith, but just a
ma'am.
little.
So you're telling me that if a Christian is weak in
And
faith
their faith,
and they're in sin, weak in faith, but they're in sin, you're saying that you don't know if God will send them to heaven or hell?
did they die in that instant?
Yes, they die in that instant.
Now but you didn't say that. You're saying
I'm
they sinned that day. I don't know if that person's gonna die right now,
I'm
later,
saying if
tomorrow.
they
But when
do,
they
if they
commit
do,
that
if they
sin,
do, if they
if
do.
they commit that sin, and it was revealed to them that the sin what they did was sin, and they ask for forgiveness. If they confess their sins unto the Lord, He is faithful and just to forgive them and cleanse them from all unrighteousness.
Okay, so will they? So
That's
will
what
they
I
go? So
believe.
so if they don't ask for forgiveness and they're weak though, but they want to do right, but they keep doing what's evil. Will they still go to heaven?
That's up to God.
Now watch this. Did they commit a willful sin?
I don't know.
No, I'm asking you.
Did
I'm
they?
asking you
I don't
since
know
you.
if it was the
No,
heart
no,
posture.
you're a knowledgeable lady. Listen to me. Just listen to me. If a person doesn't want to do wrong and they having a desire to do what's right, but they struggle, but they do it anyway, is that willful sin?
I'm sorry, can you repeat that?
Is it a willful sin for a person to struggle with sin? They know it's wrong, they don't want to do it, but they gave into that weakness of their flesh. Is that willful sin? Hello? We can't hear you. We lost you. Hello? Hello?
Oh, I'm sorry, I got a call in a minute. My apologies.
Okay, so did you understand what I said?
You're gonna have to repeat that one more time.
All right. So, if a person is weak and they don't want to commit the sin, but they're weak in their faith with it, and they do it anyway, but they know it was wrong, but they're just struggling so bad, but they went ahead and do it anyway. Is that willful sin?
Yes, if they know
Okay.
it's a sin,
And they're
God
struggling with it.
to go to do it, they willfully sin. But if
They
they
willfully
confess
sin.
that sin, they can be
Okay, but watch
forgiven.
this.
Now,
So
when they
will that hold
die
on? Will
and
that
they
willful
receive their judgment, that's on God.
I know, but will that willful sin, can that willful sin send them to hell?
It can.
Okay, so that means
I'm
if it
not saying
can't,
it couldn't. It can, but again, God
yeah,
extends mercy to whosoever so please.
that's
That's
true,
what
but
I'm just saying.
exactly. But it also says
It's
that
just gotta add that part,
it also
remembering
says that
that
if we
part.
sin, it also says that if we sin willfully, there remains no more sacrifice for sin, right?
Yes, sir. I
So that
agree.
means, well, what I'm saying is, it doesn't
Against the
matter how
word.
weak, it does not matter how weak you are. Just because you're weak and struggling with the sin, do not commit sin. That's all I'm saying. While you're in your weakness, pray. While you're in your weakness, fast. Do whatever you can, but do not commit sin
Yes.
in the sight of God. That's
But
all I'm saying.
but listen, all that you just said, the fasting, all that is done in secret. In secret.
And I'm
If they
telling
want
them to do
something
this
done,
wherever they
okay.
are.
But how do you know what they did in secret if it's in secret? Because if they show you and tell you, look, I'm fasting, then they have no reward. They
I
don't
got
get
you.
that reward.
But this
So
was an
again, you
analogy.
can only
I
know.
created this
But
analogy.
I know, but
So
there's still flaw in that analogy, and that is the point. You're saying they can fast and do all that, but I'm telling you what the Lord said. He said, when you fast, do it in secret.
I
For
didn't,
thy
ma'am, I
Father
did not
sees
say
in
for them to
secret.
do it publicly. I don't, you're throwing me off.
But the point is, what they do in secret, you do not know of.
I know,
Yes,
but I'm
you
telling
go
them,
off.
ma'am, I'm telling them when they struggle with these desires of flesh, I'm telling them to go in their secret place, fast, and do these things to keep themselves from falling into temptation and committing the sin. That's all I'm saying.
But I haven't heard you say that
I've
once.
just said it, ma'am. That's what I was trying to say. You just took it somewhere.
No, it wasn't. I heard you
Ma'am,
meant what you said.
I'm gonna say it
Remember, the
again.
abundance of
Can
the
I say
heart
it
the mouth
again? Ma'am,
speaks.
let me go and say it again. I was saying that if a person is struggling with sin and they are saying, oh man, I need to stop this, but I just can't stop. But I said to them, be holy. Do not commit that sin. Pray, fast, do whatever you can to overcome that sin by the power of God, but do not commit the sin. I just said it pretty much again. Do you disagree?
Okay. I hear you, but
Do you agree with that?
Yes, I agree with you.
Then we have nothing else to talk about, Essie.
But sir, real quick, we got to remember to tell them to somebody else, ask of God to strengthen you. Not, no, you need to do it. You need to stop.
I'm telling them to pray.
It's to
I said pray.
you.
I said pray.
Pray for strength.
That's what Jesus said, pray so that you will not fall into temptation, that you may not fall into temptation. I'm saying the same thing, Essie.
Okay.